Angel Beats. I almost stopped watching this show after 4 episodes because it was a bit, well, it didn't really make sense what was going on. Or I didn't know if I was supposed to be taking this seriously. I mean, because which episode is it? Episode 4, they're having a baseball tournament. So I'm wondering, I'm like, what are we doing here? Is Angel this big bad thing we need to be focused on all the time? But then honestly, maybe that was part of my fault because I had to go back and I watched episode 1 after I got like 5.5 episodes in because I just had so many questions about why these kids are doing this and what just overall what was going on. So if you have not watched the show, maybe wait for my overall series review because like I said, I almost quit after episode 4. We got to the end of episode 6. I'm like, okay, it's pulled me in a little bit. I'm hoping it stays on that track. So yeah, we're going to talk spoilers. We're going to do a discussion about this. So if you haven't watched, stop here and come back later. So let's talk about this. Like I said, I went back and I watched episode 1 because I had so many questions about who Angel was, why they're so worried about her, and it's such a rapid fire in episode 1 with explaining so many things. They just because I think there's one point where what's his name, Otanashi, is standing up there with the girl and the leader of the group, and she's just kind of like rapid firing. Oh, by the way, this and this and NPCs and they can do this or this and this, and I wasn't taking notes. That I was just kind of watching it, trying to enjoy it. But as it got along, I'm like, oh crap, I forgot a lot of what they said. So I had to go back and write things down. And a lot of the questions I had and was wondering about, it turned out are some of the questions that Otanashi had at the beginning. Like he says, like, I'm not sure if I'm going to join up with this group. I'm just going to go along right now until I get my memory back. And from the very start, they do the thing with the meal tickets. And he's like, wait, you're stealing everybody's meal tickets? Like, what's going on with this? It's like, is this right that I'm eating this food and it was somebody else's, even if it was an NPC's? But yeah, he questions like fighting Angel and even what was it towards the end of their talk on the balcony when they're looking over the sports field. He says something like, I feel like I've been tricked. And that's something on my first watch through that I started to wonder. It's like, isn't he just doing this because they're the first people he ran into when he woke up, right? If the first person he ran into was Angel, he'd probably be fighting against them. And in fact, he even asked, he's like, let's just tell Angel to join us. She doesn't seem so bad. These kids, it seems like, because he's asking them questions, a lot of what I had going on further. And he was like, well, why don't we do this? What does this mean and this mean? And their answers just seem so vague. And like, well, that's just the way it is. Like, how do you know she's this? And what would they say? Oh, we think she's sentient because she's quiet, emotionless, doesn't interact with people. It's like, okay, that doesn't really mean anything. Oh, but she knows how the place works because she can obliterate people. Okay. So yeah, like him, I was having these same questions. That's why some of this wasn't making sense, and I have a hard time caring about some of these characters. Even when the singer, the girl, she does in real life, she was never able to fulfill her dream of singing, performing, doing this, and when she does it, she gets obliterated. Which I kind of wish they found another word for that, because every time I hear that word, it makes it sound like a bad thing, which for them it is, but it sounds like angels coming by and just like obliterated, not like moving on, crossing over. Crossing over is what it sounds like to me. Because then we get to the baseball field and that guy who's going to catch the ball and he has this whole flashback about his life. And he's like, if I catch the ball, am I going to disappear? I'm going to be obliterated. Which something I didn't think about is like, yeah, if you get obliterated, you're going to be reborn as a barnacle. Or what was the sea something? I forgot what it was. Or you want to be a worm or a butterfly? It's like, okay, when you put it that way, being obliterated doesn't sound so good. But yeah, so these first few episodes, we go down, was it the guild? And then episode 3 was about the girl and their song. Episode 4 was the baseball stuff. And I'm just wondering, like, what are we doing here? It's just like high school goofiness. How many people are actually human in this? Is it just this little group and maybe a few others? Yeah, so I had so many questions and I just wasn't really caring. Till we get to episode 5 when they change those test answers and she gets kicked out as the student body president. We get the substitute in. We start to get Otanashi feeling more sorry for her, especially when they do the meal ticket thing again, Operation Tornado. And he gets hers. Was it the Mabu tofu? The spicy tofu? He's like, oh, she just wanted to eat this. You know, we're stealing from people who just want to enjoy something simple. But it was interesting that when he invites her to eat it, that he's like, oh, this is what you like? And she's like, oh, I do? Is that why I want to eat it? And then what's his face comes over, the substitute president, and he's like talking about the rules. And he's like, oh, and Angel's like, I forgot about the rules. Is that the rules? Oh, I forgot. I'm like, what? What's going on here? She's like getting amnesia again or something since she lost her title. So that's something strange going on with her. But then we finally get, even before that, they do the group. They talk about how they have no clues about God, really, right? They think Angel has the answers, but she won't ever answer them, which kind of adds to the vagueness of why they're doing what they're doing and the reasoning behind it, and why Otanashi is kind of like, yeah, I'm not so sure about what you guys are doing here. But anyway, we get to episode 6. The new guy, I can't remember his name. Too many names going around with all the group members and stuff. The dude who keeps asking if he's gay, like there's always like the way he looks at him, or when they were climbing up each other at the guild stuff. He's like, dude, will you stop saying that? I found that funny. Also, when they were in the test room and the dude kept getting shot up, they were trying to make distractions or whatnot, and shot up into the ceiling. Okay, first time I was like, huh. Second time, third time, I bust out laughing. It got me. Episode 6, where this finally starts getting real interesting for me. With the dude, the substitute president, he talks about his brother and the pottery, and then his father. He has to take over for his brother. His father dies, and then he kind of feels like, I haven't really been living at all. It's been my brother and my father's lives. What have I been doing? And then instantly, like, Otanashi is like hugging him and saying, he's like, you do exist. You lived your own life. You know, you're here. I'm here. I'm here listening to you. It's like you lived. And then the episode kind of ends like that. And I'm thinking, okay, is he going to get obliterated because that's all he's wanted, was to be recognized as his own person and having lived his own life? I wonder. I was trying to listen in the post credits. They do that thing where they like just spit out lines from throughout the next show, which I really, really like. No visuals, just little lines here, there, and you're like, can you piece together kind of what's going on? And I was trying to listen for anything having to do with this guy, the substitute president, but I couldn't pick anything out. So I wonder, surely he has to be obliterated. But yeah, for a while I was ready to just be like, you know what? DNF. I don't get why people love this so much, but episode 6, you got me. You got me in. Hopefully in a few days I'll finish this and get my final thoughts on it. But I keep seeing in the comments, any video that recommends stuff, they talk about Angel Beats, and I see the comments, oh, it's peak. Oh man, it had me. And I'm just sitting here going, really? What can this do that's gonna, change anything? So far, it's starting to get its hooks in me. Let's see if they can continue. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Stay tuned for more videos, still more movies I want to watch, but some more series I've kind of bookmarked and I want to jump into. But yeah, well, stay tuned for the next chapter of Angel Beats. See how this thing ends, if it holds with what it's got, or does it kind of fall flat? We'll see together. I'll catch you next time.